Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I'm Code Extra. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create pagination in JavaScript. I know you must have seen this a lot in websites whereby a page or the content of a page is divided into different segments, whereby you can click on next to go to the next content, and this is common even in Google search. So we are going to be doing something like that in JavaScript today. So what I have here is just a simple HTML page with a post id, with a div with a post id, and in my app.js I only have a post, like an array containing post, 100 of posts. So if I open this array up, I should see all the posts there. It is actually much, it is 100. So let me hide it and let me increase it so that we can all see very well. All right, so now what I just did here is I created an empty string. I looked through the post using the for each, and I concatenate each of these div into my empty element string, then I added it to the post div which I've created here, and I got it using the document of get element by id post. So this thing here gives me this, what you are seeing on my website here. Yes, so imagine scrolling like this. Sometimes the user might be tired, or like, because this is too much, right? So it is better we break it down into some chunks, right? So that's what pagination does. So now let's get started by creating our pagination. So I will scroll this down. First of all, in pagination, the two things that are required, the first thing that are required is the current page. The current page is always one. Whenever you open the browser, you first see the first page, then the next thing that will be required is the number of page. How many number of page does your website want to have? So we can't decide it now until we know the number of items we want to be displaying per page. So number of, or let me just say, items per page. So I want 10 items to be displayed by page. So for me to get the number of page, and this is how I will do it, I will say my item that I want to display, which is this post. So I will get, okay, how many posts do I have? So I'll be using the posts dot length. This is an array. Then I'll be dividing it by the items by page. This should give me, in some cases this will give you a floating number, so we need to convert it to an actual whole number. So I'll be using the math.cell to round it up for me. So this will give me the number of pages that I have in my pagination. So the next thing we'll be doing is this. So in pagination we usually have next and previous. Once you click on next button, take it to the next page, right? Let's just quickly do that. So I'll be writing a function, but let me write the function like this. So you can write the function the way you want. So for me, I'll be using an arrow function. Okay, so first of all, I'll be checking that if the current page is still less than the number of page, that is when I want my current page to increase by 1. Do you understand what I did here? I don't want the current page to be more than the number of page. Imagine we have the number of page to be 10 pages and the current page is 11 pages. It doesn't work that way, right? So I don't want the next button to work anymore. It really works when the current page is less than the number of pages. So I'll be doing the previous button. So I'll be creating this function now, and this one will be taken if the current page is greater than 1. So I want to decrement the current page. Yes, this is what I want to do here. So the last one I'll be creating is the go to. Oh, sorry. I'll be creating the go to. So this go to here will take where did you want to go to, okay? The position I want to go to. So it will check. We'll first check if the position we want to go to must be greater or equal to 1. We don't want a negative number, and the position we want to go to must be less than our number of page. Do you understand what's happening here? So we don't want a position whereby the position will be less than 1, that is 0 or negative, or the position is greater than the number of pages. You don't want a position that is greater than the number of pages we have. So then we will now say the current page should be equal to that position. So these are the basic 3 things we'll be creating. Now the next thing is, how do we now select the number of posts per page now? So I'll be creating a function. So I can call it display. So let me just call it display, but let me be consistent. I want to be consistent. I don't want to create a function. I want to be consistent about what I'm doing. So this display, what this display will do is that, first of all, it will take, I will create something called items, and that items will be my posts. Then I will slice through my post. So I want to be selecting some part of my post based on the current page that I'm in my pagination. So to do that, the first thing I'll be creating is a start index. Where did I want to start slicing from? As you remember, if you remember, the slice take 2 parameters, the start and the end. So the start index in this page will be my current page minus 1. Then I will multiply the number of pages. That is, if the current page is 1, it will be 1 minus 1, which is 0, right? And 0 multiplied by the number of pages, meaning the start index will start from 0. I hope you understand. If the current page is 2, it will be 2 minus 1 times 1. That means the current page will be the number of page, which is 10. So now we will now create the end index. The end index here will be our start index multiplied by the number of pages, meaning the start if the start state is 0, that means 0 times the number of pages. No, it won't be multiplication, rather it will be addition. So it will be 0 plus the number of pages. So if the starting index is 0, that means the end index will be something like 10 based on our number of pages, right? If the start index is 1, the next index will be, sorry, if the start index is 10, rather the next index will be 20, and so on and so forth. So I will just be putting the start index and the end index. So this is what I want to do. So now to display my post, then I will take this into this display function. So let me just take all this like this. Let me cut it and put it inside the display function like this. So this helps me to display it on my browser. So let me arrange this very okay. So now it is done. So but I won't be looping through posts now. I'll be looping through items. Remember, I'll be looping through item, because if I loop through posts, I'm looping through all the posts. But now we have divided into pagination, right? So all this item.id.title can be found in the items. Each of the items in the array have ID, they have titles, and they have body. So that's what I want to display on my website. Okay, now that we understand this, now so let's just go to our browser to see what we've done. But this won't work because this display item is not called yet, right? So under my this thing, I'll just call display like this so that I can call it. Then let me go to my page. Now I've just gotten only 10 items returned, but now we need a way we can toggle to go to next, to go to previous, and the rest, right? So to do that, inside my HTML, I'll be creating a div called paginations and all the buttons. So I will just do that just immediately. All right. So these are the buttons. We have the previous button, we have all the buttons 1 to 10, and we have the button next. So all right, so then this button, I'll be adding an on click to it, and this on click, I want it to take me to the previous, and whenever I click on the next button, I want to take me to the next. So once I save this, let's see our destiny in action. So when I click on next, nothing actually happened, right? This thing is not changing. When I click on pressure, it's not changing, and the reason is because whenever you click on next, actually the current page has increased. This current page has increased, while when I click on pressure, the current page has decreased. But the problem is that this display item only runs once. This function only runs once. So for me to be able to run it multiple anytime I click on next, so I'll be adding it to my next function to display immediately anytime I click on next, and to my previous function. So I'll be adding it to the go to also when I'm done with the go to. So once I save this, when I click on next, you see now I have 11 to 20. Once I click on next, I have 21 to 30. Once I click on next, I have the previous two. You see it is working. Once I'm at the beginning of the page, you see the previous doesn't work again. That's the reason for that if else statement I will put. And once I reach the last page here, the next won't also work again. Now let's fix this go to help us go to the page that we want. All right. So to do the go to, so I'll be creating a go to on click now. So what I'll be doing on click, then go to, so each of them have where they are going to. So this one is going to page 1, this one is going to page 2, this one is going to page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So once I save this, and so now sorry, so when I click on 7, you see it takes me to the 7th page. So for us to know the page that we are currently in, I think it would be nice to put something here so that we can know the page we are currently in. So for me to do that, under this place, I will just create a div called page. So inside my app.js, I will just do something. Okay, let me do it here. I'll be saying, okay, don't let me do it here, let me do it under here. Say document dot query selector. So I'll be selecting my page, right? Dot inner HTML. So the inner HTML, I'll be using a template literals here. So what I want to get is the number of page, the current page. So I'll be saying page this of, then the number of page. So let me save this and go to my browser. Yes, we have page 1 on 10. When I go to next, it will be page 2 of 10. When I go to next, you see page 3 of 10. If I click 9, page 9 of 10. If I click 5, page 5 of 10. So this is basically working fine. So that's how to create pagination in HTML, in JavaScript rather. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. So this is just basically how to do it. There's a better way to do it, and in case you find a better way, do let me know in the comment section. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to do it in an object oriented way, because that's what I do in this page. Whenever I create something, I like to do it in object oriented programming way, so that I just love it. It makes things simple and orderly. So I'll be seeing you in the next video.